Happy Thursday, Foggers. I hope everybody had a good Wednesday, a happy hump day. We're almost at the end of the week. I hope yesterday everybody was safe and challenged, engaged. And I hope that there was some growth. Every day in our life, there are constant lessons and miracles and blessings. And it's my prayer that you guys are able to see that. And so this brings me to today. We're always talking about being in a bad place, post-traumatic stress, acute stress, addictions, alcohol, pills, other drugs, right? But like we've discussed before, a lot of the issues that come from our childhood, they're dormant, and either through a traumatic event or certain triggers that kick things off, things come out and there's an oh shit moment in our life. I know that it happened to me, and it was after the birth of my son. That's when everything came out and you just find yourself lost. And we're always focused on the ones that are in that bad place. But I want to emphasize today on these tentacles, these roots that come out from trauma, and it's our family and our loved ones. And we have families that are going through a horrible time because they're looking at their loved one. Number one, they're looking at their loved one who's suffering, and they have no idea what's going on. And sometimes they just look at their loved ones and their family members like they lost their shit, and nobody just goes ahead and loses their shit. There's always an event, there's always an issue, there's something dormant, there's something behind the scenes that has taken you to that dark place. But we have families, both husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, significant others, that have found themselves kind of navigating life on their own, while these people that are lost are navigating their ways. And we feel bad for the ones that are in that dark place, the ones we're always talking about. But our families are suffering constantly, and it sucks that the departments and supervision is not looking after them. If you think that the employees and our first responders who are going through a bad time are having a bad time, imagine raising your children on your own. Imagine holding down the fort and paying the bills. And yes, the money's coming in because of that first responder. But again, we've talked about here how money is not the answer, right? That person, that significant other, that spouse, what they want is for you to be present mentally, physically, and emotionally, and to be there for them and to be there for the children. There have been times, and I can tell you that I have been there myself when I was going through a bad time, where I just didn't have time to focus on anything. I was treading water, right? And that analogy of treading water leads me to, when you're in the police academy, they teach you how to rescue people from water rescue skills. And one of the most important things as a first responder when you're rescuing people is to understand that those people that are drowning, whether they know how to swim or they have a cramp or they're tired or from exhausted, is that because they are panicking, the first thing they want to do is to use you like dry land, and they will push you under and drown you too if you're not careful. So the main thing that we learn when we're rescuing people, we start verbalizing, relax, I've got you, everything is fine. And then you go ahead and we use the technique to rescue these people. But during that technique, you're also taught how to kick away and cut loose. And if it's between them and me and them and us, unfortunately, you have to cut loose. You're verbalizing, I'm here to help you, relax, calm down, breathe, focus, and you continue with your rescue. And again, if these people are just so panicked, and it's not that they're bad people, they're panicked because they feel like they're about to die and drown, you have to cut them loose. And that is no different from where we're at as far as addictions and post-traumatic. So, the message today is, yes, we are here for the employees, but we have to be here for the families too. And this is something that the departments and peer support and counselors and police psychologists and psychiatrists need to reach out. We're always telling the employee to reach out for help. And if you're getting these thoughts of suicidal ideology or your addiction is out of control, you need to reach out. Well, we need to do the same for these families. The stigma continues into families just like it does our employees, okay? They don't want to reach out. They definitely don't want to put their significant other on blast. They don't want to, quote unquote, what we use the term, hand them up, right? Because we know, and sometimes we have no idea how departments are going to react. If you call a department and go, look, my husband's been drinking, my wife has been drinking, she's taking pills, nobody has confidence in the system, right? So that's why peer support is very important, where you can go ahead and, as long as you're not going to hurt yourself or hurt anybody, you can divulge a lot of shit. I mean, everything is on the books. And I tell people, unless you want to hurt yourself or somebody else, tell me everything. You're not going to shock me. I've heard it all, and it's no judgment. It's a no judgment zone, and it's a safe place. That's why I have that on the account for 3 a.m. Fog. It's a safe place that we can discuss things. We've heard a lot. Sometimes I get new stuff I haven't heard. I'm like, okay, let me put that in my back pocket. But again, a safe place, non-judgmental, where you can express yourself and how you're feeling. And then we'll bounce some information off each other, and maybe refer you to a professional, and or maybe not. Maybe we'll just discuss it, and we'll be good from there, or at least better, right? That's what we want to do, get better. So, the message today is to the families out there. We hear you, we see you, we understand that you're suffering as much and sometimes more than the employee. You're trying to raise children, keep the house functional, and still be quiet because you don't want to hand up your significant other. And I get that. And we're here for everybody. And I just wanted to make sure that the families know it's not just about your significant other. It's about everybody. And that gets me to, from the message yesterday, I got a lot of responses, and we need to be better and come together, okay? Talk about thin blue line and family and togetherness. It's important. We can't go at this on our own. We'll never survive like this. We have to be together and get better and understand each other and be non-judgmental and get rid of that toxicity. We need to be better for each other. If I am better, I'm better for everybody around me. Okay? And that's what we're seeking here. So to the families, it's a quick message today about you guys. Okay? We are here for you guys. We see you. We hear you. We understand that you guys are in a world of shit too. And it's a very personal decision. But when you get to a point where it's the well-being of yourself and your family, and you may have to cut some people loose, even briefly. And when I mean loose, I don't mean just completely out of your life, but you need to go on with your life and help your significant other to a point. And you have children to raise and a family to keep together. And I understand that. And we're not going to let trauma, dysfunction, and addictions destroy everybody. Okay? So we're here for the employees and all the first responders, but we're also here for the family, okay? And there's just places we can refer you to, and there's conversations that can be had. At the very least, we can tell families exactly what's going on, because nobody does that. You find yourself in an oh shit, the person I've known my whole life has turned to shit. What happened? We'll fill you in on what happened. So we're here for everybody, and that goes for every profession, not just first responders. You got teachers with 30 kids that are screaming in a room, and you get home and guess what? Your kids are fighting, and they got an F, and they got suspended, and a husband, and the pool's green, and the garbage wasn't taken out. Listen, life is not easy. So we're here to try and make it a little bit easier and to let you know you're not alone. All right? So with that, I thank you. Be safe, all right? It's very hot here in South Florida. Hydrate, meal prep, take care of your body, take care of your mind. It's you first, and be better for everybody. All right? If God allows me to, I'll be back here tomorrow. God bless you, and thank you for everything. 3 a.m. Fog.